Before we get started, if you're new here and you find yourself always needing more time, running out of time, or not getting the most out of your time, I have a short program called Where to Start that is going to help you as soon as today. Where to Start is where I teach the exact foundation I walk people through before they ever open a planner or create a to-do list. It teaches you what to do first so that you can get the most out of your days, your weeks, your months. You can find Where to Start linked wherever you're listening now. So pause me now to sign up and get started, or make a note to sign up after you're done listening to today's episode. You can click the link here where you're listening or go to wheretostart.me. That's wheretostart.me. Welcome to the Steward Well series, episode 4. Now, this series is designed to be listened to in order. So if you have not listened to episodes 1, 2, and 3, please do that first, as each episode builds on the knowledge of the one before. So we spent some time talking about words because they matter. Steward, time management, productive, intentional. And in episode 3, we looked at the reality of your time. Today, as you begin to track your time from episode 3, and hopefully are becoming more aware of your time and how it is a tool that aids in your life, I want to talk about another word that has a huge effect on how you steward your time well. Over the last decade plus, I've worked with humans around the globe, and this one word seems to trip people up. You either view it as a dirty word, or it brings about shame or guilt, or you completely disregard it. And it's one of the most helpful words, actually, in stewarding your time well. Do you know the word? It is a 5-letter word, and that is small. Typically, small is viewed as less than because it is compared to big or large. But I am here to tell you that the key to nearly everything you want in this life is to embrace, love, and commit to the word small. Small steps, to be more specific. Anything that's big started out small. LeBron James was once the size of a blueberry. The person who finished the New York Marathon first likely started their running journey learning how to run minutes at a time and eventually miles at a time. Small steps lead to victories. But because we have been given access to more than the human brain can hold and still be healthy, like, we live in a world where we see so many people's perceived big, and you compare it to whatever you have going on in your life, and you think, well, if mine can't be this, then it just can't be, it can't exist. Or you think, I want that, so I want to jump straight from 3 to 300, disrespecting the value of going from 3 to 3.01 or 3 to 3.4. So today, my goal is to teach you that small steps are vital for anyone who wants to steward their time well, and to encourage you to seek the small steps and celebrate the small steps. Here's a question. Do you want to have, let's say you're trying to build a $30,000 emergency fund, and you feel some kind of way because you're like, well, I want to get to the $30 emergency fund, but right now all I can put aside each paycheck is $30 or $300. But do you understand that those small steps of $30 plus $30 plus $30 plus $30, oh man, we were doing so good with the budget. Somehow now we have $40 and $40 and $45. Oh, this thing came in, and we knew now that we're prioritizing saving, we put all of that, $500. Do you understand that those small steps will add up? They will give you momentum. You will learn in the process, and your consistency usually leads to a place where steps begin to compound. But you have to be willing to stick with things in the season of small. I also want to say this about the word small, just a quick caveat while it's on my mind. Small really only has power when you look at it in terms of comparison, right? Because small is just another word like blue, right? I'm trying to think of another word like green. It's a descriptive word, but it's only when you hold it up against something else that it gets that negative connotation. So at the root of your disregard and dislike of small is, I hope we're also trying to dig at roots, right? Is a level of comparison. Because really, when you think about small, how is it different from blue? No one's like, oh, I don't want to be blue because green is better. No, because it's their colors. But when it comes to small, it only feels small because you are comparing it to what you have deemed to be something bigger or better or more illustrious or more. Really, it's about what gets the loudest applause, because there are some things that could be small, but if you see it get applause, you think, oh, okay, well, maybe that matters. So I also want to drop that in your head also, to think about how at the root of, if you have an issue with small, it is only because you are comparing it, because otherwise small really could be just like blue. Like, and when I say like blue, it's like, it's a color, it's a descriptive thing, but its power doesn't lie in being compared to something else, right? Whereas when you say small, it feels less than only when you put it up against another thing. Okay. So you have to change your mind and your words if you want to see your actions change. That's why I'm spending the time, right? This is why I spend so much time talking about the way you think and the words that you use. It's because it matters. I promise you, as a person who literally teaches about time, I would not waste mine talking about words if I did not know for a fact, based on over a decade of experience working with humans, that this matters. Because what this is doing is I'm trying to change the chemistry of your brain in a way that's going to help you steward your time well. It is difficult, dare I say impossible, to consistently over time, sustainably be a good steward of your time and not think the way that I'm talking about in these episodes. Changing how you look yourself as a steward, changing how productivity from being the goal, changing how you view small steps matters. It's this that has to come first. These things have to come first, because this is what you're building on. So many people will spend time writing down big goals and dreams and plans and then abandon them because they don't want to build the daily, sometimes boring, quote unquote, because I think they're exciting, but boring, mundane habits that feel small. You have been lied to, my friend. Flashy big is not the goal. Consistent small steps over time turn into habits that change the chemistry of your brain, how you think, and how you behave as a human. That's what's key. That's what matters. So yes, it is important to have a destination, a goal, an end goal. But I always say, once you look out, immediately turn to look in. And now we're looking at the now, at present day. Because did you know that the most important day of your life is today? Did you know that? Why? It's the only day that's present. The only one you can do something about is today. If you don't believe me, I want you to go back 2 years ago and do something differently. You can't. It's gone. But you can do something today. Here's the news flash. If you want to do something about your future in the first place, it has to be done today. Not all of it is done today, but a small deposit is made today. Your December is made up of 364 todays. So that's why I trademarked the term and phrase one today at a time. I want to remind you of the power of today. It's not one day at a time, because what is that? One today brings you and grounds you to where your feet are today, where you are today. Get your head out of yesterday and your mind out of tomorrow. Those places produce guilt, shame, and anxiety. They waste your time. They also produce lies that are unhelpful in helping you to steward your time well. Yes, we can look back for facts and for data, but only to the extent it is used to help us make better choices today. There we go. That's what I was trying to say, right? You can always look back. In fact, if you've been in any of my trainings, that is the first thing we do in our Focus First Thursday calls in the One Today at a Time membership. Before we look forward to the month that's coming up, we look back temporarily, and what for? For facts and for data. And only to the extent it is used to help us make better choices today. Because today is what is. It's what exists. It's what's real. It's what's present. So as stewards, knowing that today is what we have, we can take our present day more seriously. And seriously doesn't mean void of fun, joy, purpose, laughter. Baby, if you know me, joy is a core value of mine. In fact, that is what taking it seriously means. We understand that we've been given this very day to do only that which is important and meaningful. We throw out distractions and noise that are outside of our values and don't honor our season. I walk you through how to figure this out specifically for you and where to start, which is linked here where you're listening, because if you can't do that first, you're going to miss everything else. You might be able to stick some bubble gum and make it stick for a little bit, but it's going to fall apart. The foundational work matters, which is why it's called Where to Start. One today at a time. One today at a time. One today at a time. I want that to become your daily chant, your daily meditation, your hourly meditation. I even have t-shirts that say one today at a time because I wear them sometimes when I want to be reminded of it. And I still remember to this day, one of the most meaningful things is a customer sent me a picture of her going into chemotherapy wearing her one today at a time shirt because she said it is what encouraged her. One today at a time. It takes the load off. It takes the stress off. It helps to remove the angst of thinking past today. What one today at a time does is one, pull you into the present, but two, remind you that whatever it is you're working on or toward, today is the portion you can give. You cannot give a month's worth of anything in one day. It's not how we were created. We were created for daily living. One today at a time, small steps made toward what matters. Small is sustainable. It allows you to move at a cadence where you can catch mistakes, where you can pivot when needed, and where you can keep going without burnout. And sometimes the small steps are to maintain, not necessarily to move toward another goalpost, but the small steps are just maintaining what you've already created and built for yourself. Small steps are also how we learn. Many times at step 1, you don't know what step 5 is. It's impossible for you to know because step 5 is for a person who's endured and gone through step 4. And baby, that's not you right now, right? You trying to be a step 4 person and you at step 1. Be who you are where you are. It takes becoming the person who has gone through steps 1 through 4 to learn what step 5 needs to be. And by skipping small steps, sometimes you're avoiding growth and learning. You are avoiding challenges that prepare you to handle what is next or handle whatever the end goal is. So you, a person who is a faithful steward of their time, whose desire is to be intentional each day, one today at a time, who is tracking their time in order to have an accurate view of the reality of your time, you are going to think about something that you're working toward right now. It could be an assignment for school, for work, a project, personal goal, financial goal, health goal, anything. And question number 4, each episode has a question, is what are the small steps that stand between you and something you're currently progressing toward? Doesn't have to be all the steps, but maybe what is the next step? Maybe that's the question for you. What is the next step? Or what is the current step that you're on? You get to decide how you answer that, right? Let's discuss that inside of the One Today at a Time membership, which I've linked for you below. You can also share with me on Instagram. You can DM me, tag me. I'm at Shunta Grant, SHUNTAGRANT. And if this episode made you think of someone in your life, send it to them. By now, we've already sent them 1, 2, and 3. Let's keep the party going. Let's talk about this so that the people in your circle are thinking the way in which you do when it comes to the things that actually matter, right? These are the kind of conversations that can help you and the women in your circles and communities. And so I want to change your thoughts around small and adopt one today at a time as your daily meditation. I'll talk to you again soon in episode 5. We're going to talk about my 3 non-negotiable rules for organizing your time. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you there. This Steward Well series is brought to you by Where to Start, my online program that walks you step by step on where to start if you want to steward your time well. The best news, we don't begin with lists and productivity. Actually, none of that is included. Instead, I'm going to show you how to steward your time in a way that honors your values and your specific season. And yes, I teach you how to define both of those things inside of Where to Start. Where to Start is linked right now wherever you're listening, or you can go to wheretostart.me. That's wheretostart.me today.